Hey everyone, this is the Fairy Vibrant Makeup channel, and I wanted to come on here and do kind of like not a favorites video, but more of like my top items that I've been reaching for a lot and stuff that I really thoroughly enjoy out of a lot of use. They will range from setting sprays to foundations, lips, glosses, mascara, palettes, and even brushes. So let's get into that. I will start off with my face products. Alright, so my favorite face products, we're going to start off with what I always try on. Normally I am oily, very oily, and in Colorado I'm very I'm drier than I am in New Mexico. It's so weird. New Mexico's a desert, I get it, but it's lower elevation, so it gets a little bit more moisture in the air than it would in Colorado, which is higher altitude and very harsh, dry winter conditions. And it has been dry in Colorado, if you're wondering where part of Colorado, Denver. So it's been really insane with the dry weather. So my skin hasn't been exactly super duper oily. It does get oily, but it's not super duper oily. So I kind of have to combine my foundations and stuff like that. So this is my favorite primer at the moment. This is for my winter skin. This is the Smashbox Primerizer. It says hyaluronic acid in it. So it's basically a moisturizer and a primer all at once. It also has very good moisture in it. So it's supposed to be like 2 pumps and you're good. I usually do 1 pump and I'm good. I'll smear this all over my face and then I will add my favorite primer for my pores. Just around my nose area, it's going to be the Benefit Professional, and this is my favorite one for pores. If you're porous but you have some dry areas around the outer perimeters of your face, these are an excellent combination. Now typically I am oily, but at the moment I've been more combination, dry around my cheeks and chin and just really oily on my T-zone, just because of the Colorado winter weather. It's very harsh, so that's my recommendations for primers. As far as foundation goes, if I need a little bit more moisture, I've been loving the Clay Stick from Tarte. This is the shade Medium Sand. Now, it's heavily loved. I have like a bit left, so I actually really like it. It's a little on the yellow side for me, but it blends out really nicely and it feels really comfortable. So if I need that extra hydration, I do love the Clay Stick. However, if I do need a little bit more mattifying effect, I actually have been loving, and I know this has been hyped a lot, but I've been loving my Fenty Beauty foundation and it's the Pro Filter. So it's a soft matte finish. I am oily, so a matte finish is typically what I go for. I don't like dewy finishes, so this is more of a little bit more dewier. So when it gets super dry outside, I put this on, or I just slap it on the go. But this one has been my all-time favorite, and as far as wearing it at work, because it's long wearing and it doesn't over matte my skin, it actually balances it quite right. If you're wondering what shade I am in 230, I believe, so 230. Also another foundation that I can say I have gone thoroughly through plenty of times. I keep their packaging, well, at least the limited edition, but it's the Pure Minerals 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Powder. Now this is a limited edition. I kept it because I absolutely loved it. As you can see, I used it till there was nothing left. I'm in the shade Golden Medium. Now this is the kind of thing that I just slap on and go. This is my 4th one. You could tell I've used it to death. I might have to buy another one, but at the moment my skin's been so dry, it clings to dry areas, but in the summertime usually I can just slap it on and go. So I think I'm going to just refrain from buying more that time around and use this Clay Stick instead to slap on and go. That way I have something, because I have this look for work, and then I have my dialed down mom look, as people like to call it, and this is typically what I reach for. This in the winter time, and then this will be my summer slap on and go, take the kids to school type of foundation. But then my work foundation is typically the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation. As far as concealers go, I am very picky. I typically love using the Boing airbrush concealer in the shade number 1, just because I love that Morticia Addams under eye, but like very bright and glowy. This is typically my favorite, but at the moment for a cheaper option, I do love the LA Girl. This is the HD Pro Conceal. So that's what it looks like. As you can see, it's heavily loved. This is the porcelain shade because I like it super light. But if I need a little bit more hydration under my eyes, typically if my eyes are undergoing some crazy stuff, I will use the Boing because it's a little bit more hydrating. And if I don't need that much coverage, I will definitely use the Boing and airbrush concealer in shade number 1. That's been my favorite concealer, and I set it. I have to set it. Usually if you have dry skin, you don't need to set it, but if you have oily skin or skin that creases very quickly under the eyes, definitely set this with a loose powder. Alright, so now my loose powders, Airspun has been my favorite powder for under my eyes just because it doesn't cake, it doesn't dry. It's very nice to bake with, and typically I bake when I go to, you know, I'm going to work because I'm full face like this, but I love this stuff. I have gone through at least 6 jars. And then to set my foundation, I love the Stay Matte by Rimmel. This is the shade Creamy Natural. I like it because it doesn't distort my makeup and it keeps me locked in, and it's very comfortable, and it does keep me matte all day. So I typically use this to set my face. All right, so now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow primers because I'm just kind of going in the direction of how I do my face. Prime, foundation, conceal, whatnot, and set. And then this is for my primer. I actually got this not too long ago, and they are on clearance, unfortunately. I'm hoping Kat Von D comes out with more, but this is the Kat Von D Lock-It Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer, and I got the shade Fair. Now, I actually really like this one. Typically, I'll go for the Lorac behind the scenes eyeshadow primer, but it's starting to dry out, and then I started using this because it was on sale. It was on clearance, so I actually really like it because it's very, very easy to use, just kind of like do that. But I do, if you can't get your hands on this guy, an alternative would be the MAC Pro, what is it? The Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, because it kind of blanks out the eyes. Typically my eyelids are very red, so this helps kind of even it out, and it covers very well. But if I want something a little bit more lightweight, I do use this one. So those are my primer favorite. Alright, so now I'm moving on to eyeshadow. I have been torn between a lot. I have a lot of eyeshadows. It's typically my favorite thing to purchase if I were to purchase something. I love, 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 love eyeshadow. It's like what I live for. It's just, if I'm gonna get something from Sephora or Ulta, I will definitely get eyeshadows. But at the moment, my current favorite from Sephora is the Huda Beauty, and you've seen my little I'll link that down below, but my little I'm trying to shorten my reviews to where it's easy to kind of get an idea for how the palette performs, or how it is when it swatches, performs, brush swatches. That's pretty much what I focus on in those videos. But I really do love this because it's so pigmented, it's so beautiful, and it works really well for me. So I actually really love this pressed glitter. It's very pretty, and it's my favorite so far. I love the purples, the reds, that saffron color in there. It's like a really beautiful burgundy. It's awesome, and it blends out so well. Another of my favorites, and I kind of was torn because I do have the Modern Renaissance, which was my favorite last year. I have the Modern Renaissance, and since then I've repurchased this. This is probably the only palette I've actually repurchased. But I do love the Modern Renaissance. It's very warm, but sometimes I get a little tired of those reds, and I want something a little bit more colorful. Typically I like using the Subculture palette for fall, but now that it's not really fall, it's kind of transitioning into winter. This hasn't been something I've been reaching for that often, and it is kind of difficult to use for a lot of people. So at the moment, since it is holiday, they do have the Prism palette, which I did a video on too, so I'll link that down below. But I've been really liking this Prism palette, and that's exactly what I have on my eyes. I have the entire palette, not the entire palette, but most of the colors on my eyes. I really, really love how it blends. This black is insane. I love this black. It's so pigmented, so beautiful and rich. And then this one, Sphere, has been my favorite color. A lot of people say that that is my go-to color, and it is. Honestly, I love the combination of the black and like that lime green citron color, but this has been an amazing palette so far. I've used it several times, and I really, really like it. It's kind of won me over the Modern Renaissance, so that's a pretty big deal. Typically, I do like to do a cat eye, and I did one today, along with kind of really crisping up that line with my eyeshadow. But I've been loving, I'm very picky, I love the tattoo liner from Kat Von D. That's been my favorite liner, but I'm kind of liking this one. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero Liner. Now it's an hourglass shape, it's very big, and that's what it looks like. It's like a really fine felt tip liner. It's very pretty. It's very easy to use. I feel like this one doesn't take as much time as the tattoo liner does, but I do still love my tattoo liner. It's just this one doesn't take as much time to really do that cat eye. It's pretty easy to use, so if you're looking for a really good easy to use liner that doesn't bleed or feather, then this one's a really good one. Alright, so with my eyes, they get very watery very quickly. I haven't found something that really tight lines and does my waterline as well as the Lord & Berry does, and as you can see, it's pretty much down to nothing. This has been my favorite one I got in a BoxyCharm. I love the Lord & Berry because it does stay in my eyes, and my eyes water a lot. I've been using, try not to use this one too much, but I've been using the Hikari one in my waterline, but it doesn't stay as long. But this has been my favorite one thus far, and it stays put, and it keeps that black in my waterline and my tight line. It doesn't move anywhere, it doesn't smudge. So I might have to give in and actually purchase it again, because this is a very good waterline tight line liner, and I have not found anything. If you have that issue where if the liner does not stay in your waterline, then this is definitely one I would definitely repurchase again. I like purchasing stuff where I can return it, so in case it doesn't work out. I don't like purchasing stuff online that much, but I need to get one. This is so good. On to mascara. I have been okay, so I use a lot of mascaras. Technically, I've been using right now the Big T's from Buxom. It's okay. It's not my favorite one, because before I started using that, I used the Roller Lash from Benefit, and that is actually my favorite mascara thus far. It's just drying out on me, so I'm gonna put a coworker of mine suggested putting some like contact solution, just a little bit in there, and kind of mixing it to bring it back to life. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm trying the Big T's, and it's okay, but it's not as good as the Roller Lash from Benefit. This is probably gonna be my repurchase mascara, because I do love the Perversion mascara from Urban Decay. I've tried the Troublemaker. I don't like that one because I hate the smell. It smells like burnt tires to me. Monsieur Big is a good one as well from Lancome. And definitely like my all-time favorite that I've been scared to open because it's discontinued now is the Sephora The Mascara. It's still in its packaging. I love this mascara, and it's discontinued, so I'm like, oh, I don't want to even open it because I don't want to. I love that mascara. But in the meantime, Roller Lash has been my all-time favorite mascara at the moment, just because it lengthens, it curls, it gives my eyelashes the look that I typically go for. Alright, so I forgot to talk about brows. Brows are a big deal for me because now I finally have the shape that I really like, and I really don't trim them that much. Like I'll just go through and trim them myself. I do need to try a waxing service because I mean where I work we have a brow bar, and the girls are absolutely amazing. However, I'm a chicken when it comes to waxing, so I've been avoiding that. I need to try it out. But anyways, it's the Brow Bar from Benefit. So the Goof Proof has been my favorite eyebrow product. I do use the Winky Lux one, but it's typically the same, but the color's just a little off. I actually use the shade number 6 because I've kind of like black hair, so this has been really good for me because I just love how easy it is to use. It's got that, like, you know, thickness, because if you have more smaller eyebrows, like thinner eyebrows, The Precisely My Brow is going to be the best one for you, but for me the Goof Proof is my favorite. And then I love setting it with my 24-hour brow setter. I have a mini version, but it's a really nice clear one. But also another good one is the Sourcils Styler from Lancome. That is a good one because I just love the brush to set your brows. It is like this little comb. I have the invisible one, and you just kind of comb it through, and it really does sit down my brows, and it doesn't leave that crunchy effect. So this is probably better than, I think, the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. So I would definitely go for the Source Styler from Lancome. It's a very good one. Let's go on to cheeks. The bronzer that I'm currently obsessed with has to be the Pure Minerals bronzer. I got it in a BoxyCharm, but we do sell Pure at Ulta. I love this bronzer. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it, and that's what I have right here. It's very warm, very pretty. If I feel like I'm a little too cool, this definitely helps warm up my skin a lot more. And this is, it's called the Mineral Glow Bronzing Powder. So it's amazing. I absolutely love this bronzer. I've been kind of torn between this and the Hoola, but Hoola bronzer I will typically use to contour more, and then this to warm up my skin. All right, for cheeks, I love the Tarte. I can't talk today. For blush, I do love the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. As you can see, it's much loved. This is in the shade Glisten. It actually has that beautiful pinky gold shift to it, almost like NARS Orgasm. Now, this guy I've been using a lot. I don't know if you can see it, but anyways, it's that perfect corally shade with that peach glow or gold glow to it. Normally I do love the Orgasm blush, but it's a little stiffer than this one. This one lasts on my skin a lot, especially since I'm oily. So this has been my go-to cheek color, as well as the Milani blush. This is Tea Rose. This is the powder blush number 8. I love this one because it's matte. So if I want a little bit more glow, I go for this one because it gives that little sheen. If I want it matte, then I go for the Milani one. All right, so now on to highlight. I'm kind of torn. I love Becca highlights, but I've been loving the Ofra one. This I got in a BoxyCharm, and we do sell Ofra online on Ulta.com. So I absolutely love this color. This is just so pretty. It just, it's what I have on my cheekbones right now. This is the shade Rodeo Dry. It's a really good highlighter. For the price, it's a little pricey. However, I've been liking a funner highlighter, and that's the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife. It is a gold highlighter, but I've been loving it to really amp up my look. It's so pretty, and it's so gold. Like, it's just like a beautiful, see it? It's a yellow gold. When I saw it, I was like, that's not going to look good on me. But honestly, it looks amazing, and it blends out really nice. On to lips. This will probably be the last topic. If you want something that's easy breezy, get out the door type of lip, the Buxom, this is the Big O. It's a lip balm, and that's what it looks like. It's kind of rounded, and it's clear, however, it adjusts to your perfect pink. So if I want to just slap this on when I'm going to go drop the kids off so that my lips have a little bit more color and life, definitely this is my go-to, and I absolutely love it. It's minty, it plumps the lips, and it feels amazing. If I want just a little bit more of a gloss finish, I definitely pop on the Buxom glosses. This is actually Star. I've had Gabby, and I've had another one, but I can't remember what it was called. But I've used those, so there's nothing left. We do not have the shade Jasmine, which was in a limited edition set. It's like a beautiful cranberry one with a like gold shift. I know Sephora had it. So I mean, I typically like to get my glosses from Ulta just because I work there, and you know, it's what I can see, touch, feel. But this is an excellent color. Star is a really nice color. It's a very pretty pinky purpley mauve, and typically mauves is what I go for. So that's kind of like my get out the door and go type of lip products. Now let's get into the more dramatic stuff. So if I want something super dramatic, You know I'm dramatic. I've been loving the Kat Von D Everlasting Glimmer Veils. Now this is the shade Razzle. This shade is gorgeous. And I have a swatch video on that, but that's what it looks like. It's a very pretty like fuchsia with glitter. I mean, it is like in your face popping color. So that's what I love. I love in your face colors for work because I do work in the beauty industry, and I love these. Typically you can recreate this look with like a lipstick and then just pat like an eyeshadow that's glittery or a loose glitter. Just kind of make sure it's not craft glitter, make sure it's safe for the skin, and then you kind of just pat it there and that'll accentuate your color. However, my favorite lipstick, and this is the entire line, has been Urban Decay lipsticks. This is the shade Disturb. This is my favorite cranberry, or not cranberry, but like a darker color. But my favorite red at the moment has to be Love Drunk. It actually beats Rocksteady. That is my all-time favorite red. But this one's like a dark bluish red. It has a little shift of glitter in it. These are amazingly comfortable. I mean, you don't have to typically go for that, but that's my favorite type of lip product that's comfortable. For me, they're comfortable. For a lot of people say that it's not that comfortable. So if you feel like the comfort mats are too dry for you, definitely make sure that you get the creams, because those ones are way more hydrating. My favorite liquid lipstick at the moment, and it'll always be forever and ever, Kat Von D. So I have a little baby one here, but I have more big ones. Kat Von D has been my favorite because it doesn't have a big smell to it. It's very comfortable, it's very pigmented, and the colors in her range are very unique. I'm a huge Kat Von D junkie. I love Kat Von D, and this is my favorite liquid lipstick. Alright, so actually I forgot something. Setting sprays. I'm oily, so typically I go for setting sprays that are not that hydrating, but since I live in Colorado, it's been getting a little crazy with the dryness. I've been using the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1. This has got coconut water in it, so I don't put that much on, but if I feel like my matte foundation feels a little bit too dry, I'll spritz this on and it kind of settles it into my skin, so where my matte foundation's not making any breaks or crunchies, you know what I mean? Like if it's overly matte and it starts cracking, this stuff will save you. It's awesome. So when you do that, do your foundation, set everything, finish everything up, spray it on, and it'll lock in that foundation. Especially if you're dry, that's a really good one to try. I'm super oily, but honestly, that's been my savior for the winter. And yeah, oh, there's one more thing I need to talk about. Brushes. I almost forgot brushes. I mentioned that in the beginning. My favorite brushes, and I'm sorry to say, I love IT Cosmetic brushes, but Luxie Beauty brushes. This is Luxie Beauty, and this is what I've been getting in BoxyCharms. In the November BoxyCharm, that's what I'm going to get again, so I'm so excited. I actually got 2 sets of trios of these guys, and then I've gotten this. I've gotten a highlighting brush. I love these brushes. They're so good. So they go in my little favorites type of my fancier ones. And then for foundation, I have been absolutely loving the Bare Minerals one. This is and I do have this guy, the Bare Pro. I like the Bare Pro, but mine's a little too yellow for me, so I don't use it as often. The color range is a little sketchy. If you're looking for something for 24-hour wear, I definitely recommend the Lancome Tinty Doll over the Bare Minerals Pro, just because those typically run yellow. If you are yellow undertone, then this would be a line for you. If you are not, then I go for Tinty Doll. But this brush, oh man, it's supposed to mimic a finger. It's kind of tilted like that, so you can just do that and just kind of brush it outwards. I do love it for all my foundations. It's been working really well, and it thins it out to where it's not too heavy. So I think that's it. I guess that's it, guys. I am done saying my things about my favorites in my collection and overall that I've used personally. Now, this might not be for everybody. I don't recommend products for everybody. It just depends on how your skin reacts to it and how your skin is. Typically, my skin's very difficult to work with just because I have a lot of texture. I'm oily. I can be dry, and I like full face, full coverage. So I typically have a different perspective on some of the products. But these are my favorites that have been working for me on my oily skin, my troubled skin, acne prone skin. It's been working for me, so that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. But also, if you do want to see favorite skin video, my skin has been through a roller coaster of breakouts and just texture issues. I will definitely share my favorite things in the skincare world that have been working on helping my skin get back to where it is. That's why I haven't filmed in a while, because my skin's just been freaking out. But now that it's back to normal, I will show you that if you'd like. So please tell me in the comments below if you'd like to see my skincare routine and if you'd like to see what I use to help my skin. I definitely will do a video on that. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I'm sorry this is so long. I had a lot to talk about. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!